We went over to Kibera in Kenya, just outside of Nairobi, which is one of the largest slums in Africa. We saw that the meals that we had packed were actually there. We actually checked by serial number that the meals from Warrington were the meals that we were actually handling. We were very privileged to be able to feed a whole school with the rice that we had packed with our friends in Warrington. It made a huge difference to their lives. They got an education by going to school and they got food.
It makes me healthy and strong.
It made a huge impact in Warrington because we had the whole Warrington community involved. We had 29 Rotary clubs from the northwest of England all packing food with us along with other local community groups. We had faith groups, church groups, youth groups, Boy Scouts and students all packing.
We had about 100 volunteers at any one time, children from age 6 right up to 92, and everyone got involved.
And we packed 102,000 meals to go to school children in Kibera in Kenya.
To be able to do something, to see that you're making a difference, actually, it's just fabulous.
I would like to thank the Feed the Hungry, the Rotary Group and the Rise of the Hunger.
It's been a great impact of Rotary. It really shows Rotary as people who get things done, people of action.
Shelterbox is Rotary's emergency disaster relief partner, and together for the last 20 years we've been delivering aid all over the world to natural disasters and conflicts. We've grown from the Rotary Club of Helston Lizard in Cornwall to the international humanitarian organisation we are today. It helps us in terms of having like-minded members of communities where we are working to help us in our response. Our Bangladesh response last year couldn't have happened without Rotarians. In Tanzania, Rotary clubs helped us access populations affected by flooding, and the same was the case in Malawi. Rotarians have a lot of the shared sense of values that Shelterbox responders and staff have, which is about doing more than just your day job. It's about volunteering, it's about compassion for others, it's about working in unfamiliar environments to deliver aid. So for us, this partnership is absolutely vital to reaching the most vulnerable around the world.
What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. I'm Arinma.
I run my own charity, which is known as Charisma.
Hello. I'm all right. You're not in school? You're lucky you have 6 weeks.
What we do best is provide positive alternatives for our young people, other than the gun and gang crime.
My name is Dr. Arinma Bell. I describe myself as a community peace activist. I'm actually a Rotary Peace Fellow and an honorary Rotary member to the Manchester Breakfast Club. I went along to a Rotary breakfast meeting, and that's when I was asked, would I like to go on a bit of training to do with peace and conflict resolution? I thought, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. They said, oh, it's in Bangkok. I went to the program leader and I said, oh, I don't think I should be here. And she said, why? I said, well, everybody else is dealing with proper conflicts, you know. And she said, well, where you come from? I said, well, I'm from England, my side. And that's when she said, I'm sure you wrote that you have young people running around with guns. That's a conflict. Going on that 3-month course really helped, and when I came back I was determined I'm going to put these to use, and I thank Rotary for that. But one of the things we do is we go into schools a lot. We talk to children as young as 6 and 7 years old, because we feel the earlier you talk to them, the earlier you can plant that seed of positivity in them. I think Rotary is very important in building peace around the world because they are global. And I think giving individuals, you know, like myself, that opportunity to go to another country to learn what other people have done in order to bring about peace, I think it's valuable and at no cost to the individual as well. Rotary has a sparkle, and when it touches you, it's kind of like, oh, I didn't know I can go ahead and do that. Oh, I'll go and do that, or I'll go and get involved in that, or we'll go and do this. To me, that's the magic of Rotary. You know, it's got these tentacles that actually spread and go everywhere. Everybody that is touched by Rotary, their lives are changed somewhat, and it's always for the better. It's like with myself, I wouldn't have gone to Thailand if not for Rotary. That's how it's changed my life, so I know that I can now do anything.
Rotary has never backed away from the hardest challenges because we're committed to a better, more equitable world. This year is no exception. Staying away from people and places we love in order to keep them safe. And despite the challenges, your generosity continued. Your donations provided more than $7 million to fund coronavirus relief projects in communities worldwide. And thanks to you, citizens of Kigali, Rwanda have their first public library. Women in rural Costa Rica are enriching their communities through social entrepreneurship. At-risk kids in Puerto Rico have an artistic outlet to heal their emotional traumas. Rotary and its partners have reduced 99.9% of polio cases worldwide. Thanks to you, the Rotary Foundation raised $408 million last year. So together, we can keep doing good in the world. Donors who take action help create lasting change. Our work isn't possible without you.
Possibilities are all around us. Everywhere we look, we see opportunity. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action. In communities all around the world that we call home. Like transforming an old bus to feed hungry children, or providing life-saving equipment to those who need it most. From fighting disease to rebuilding schools, together we can make real change happen. We are Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved today at rotarygbi.org.
There are some 8 million species on the planet, and about 1 million of them are endangered of going extinct within the next 30 years, primarily due to the illicit wildlife trade industry as well as the loss of habitat. The Sumatran or the Bornean orangutan and the pygmy elephants are critically endangered, and when they're gone, they're gone. My name is Tom Tochterman, and I am the chair of Rotary Action Group for Endangered Species. The African elephant, there is one elephant essentially dying every 15 minutes, primarily due to poaching and poisoning. The Amur leopard is critically endangered. The African black rhino is in a similar situation. The African white rhino is in a little bit better condition. I got involved with RAGES as a Rotarian, being concerned about this issue. I formed a nonprofit organization called Rhino Mercy.
Hello, we are the Black Mambas Anti-Poaching Unit.
It's Oscar 1 patrolling the Mica side fence.
We have established the first all-female anti-poaching unit called the Black Mamba Anti-Poaching Unit in South Africa, and they're on patrol as we speak in the Greater Kruger National Park.
So this is the evidence of the poachers.
Being involved in a Rotary Action Group is a great thing. If you're passionate about a specific issue, you can join one of the existing action groups, or you can create your own. There's just no limit to the things that you can do.
The reason why I started an action group was because I discovered that there was slavery in the United Kingdom, slavery in the United States, and millions of slaves in India. Ashraf was the very first survivor that I met, and I was shocked by his treatment. There's 40.3 million people estimated to be in slavery worldwide. 25% of that number are children. And even in Great Britain, you've got something like 136,000 people living in modern slavery. So something had to be done. And I thought the best thing to do was to form an action group of Rotarians. My definition of a slave is someone who is forced to work, who's unpaid, unable to leave, and who's controlled by violence or the threat of violence. For these people, their free will is taken away. Their labor, their lives, and their minds are consumed by someone else's greed. We need to raise awareness of the issue of modern slavery and human trafficking in order to increase the number of people who care.
I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Cali San Fernando in Cali, Colombia.
St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador in Canada.
RC Magboro Newtown Provisional, Ogun State, Nigeria.
Basel, Switzerland.
Kingston, Jamaica.
From Medellin, Colombia.
In Mauritius.
I live in the city Marilia, Brazil.
Oshawa, Ontario, Canada.
Red Sea Coast, Egypt.
Rotarians in Brazil are committed with polio eradication. We organized Telepolio, a fundraising initiative with the testimony of Rotarians, polio ambassadors, an expertise panel, and an amazing entertainment.
We also have Pints for Polio events happening across our district. The St. John's East Club is going into their 4th year holding this event with a local brewery.
My club will be organizing a Rotary polio walk to keep polio at 0 level.
We are organizing a Let's Kick Out Polio online event with speakers from WHO, UNICEF, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and our Rotary International president.
Artists from all around the world sending their work for make this exhibition, to make a promotional banner about the fight against the polio.
We'll be co-hosting our 3rd annual live stream World Polio Day 2020. You will be updating our live audience with Rotary's efforts to end polio now.
A 35K fundraising cycle ride to end polio now.
There will also be a virtual donation campaign for the Polio Plus Fund.
This year we are celebrating a polio-free Africa with influencers, leaders, and people from the media together with awesome speakers.
With this animal, we are making happy 1 kids at the hospital. On the other hand, we save 5 kids from polio.
The African region has been declared wild poliovirus free. Yes, but there's still a long way to go.
We want together to show how Rotary contributed in the eradication of polio and how vaccines play an important role in combating the disease.
Rotary is made up of dedicated people who share the same ideals, a passion for community service and friendship. And while some are inspired in a traditional club experience, others want to dedicate their skills and resources to a single cause in their communities. That's why alternative club models, such as cause-based clubs, are impactful and expand our reach. These clubs organize programs, implement projects, and attract participants around a specific focus. For example, these 2 clubs in the United States have built their culture around environmental issues.
Eco Club membership is an opportunity to build new relationships, leadership skills, with a focus on environmental sustainability.
As newer clubs, they can establish their own norms that fit membership's needs.
Each month, we take a field trip to a speaker's place of business that focuses on protecting our planet's health.
Speakers are experts in sustainability or recycling, and the club's service projects focus on beautification and preservation of the planet. The successes are visible in the club's growing diverse membership. Explore a new club model. Attract new members and participants. Continue making an impact. Grow Rotary.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to session 3 of the Central Eastern England Multi-District Pets 1080, 1240 and 1260. This morning, we had 3 great features of the programme. We had the breakout where we talked about planning your year. We had a wonderful presentation from Chris Wells, dynamic and fast and furious. And then, of course, we had the district sessions as well. So now this afternoon, we've got just 2 things to go through. Shortly, in a minute, we're going to go into our breakout groups again for the next instalment of the special topics and talking about engaging your club members. Really important because we know that retention is one of the biggest issues that we've got in membership right across the organisation, and that's something we need to work on. Following that, we come back to the general room, and we've got 40 minutes in our breakout, so we'll be coming back and then going into a very short break for a leg stretch, because after that, we're honoured to have our President-elect, Shaker, RI President-elect, to come and talk to us directly and take a few questions that we've got lined up for him. So, with no further ado, I'll ask our technical whiz, Phil, to press the button. And we're aware that we had 1 or 2 problems this morning. We're in uncharted waters as far as breakouts are concerned with the size of numbers we've got at the moment. So we've been working on that over lunch. Hopefully it'll be a little bit smoother this time. And the facilitators won't all be in one room. There'll be 1 in each room, which would be great. Okay, so off we go, Phil. Press the button. Are we all back? I think we were just cut off midstream there. We knew the end was coming, but some really interesting conversations going on around the 3 little questions that we were looking at there. Clearly, retention is an issue for many clubs moving forward as we come out of the Zoom concepts and into perhaps a hybrid area. So, folks, thank you for that. We're going to have a short break now, 5 minutes. Please be back promptly because we've got our very special speaker, our President-elect Shaker, coming on after the break. So 5-minute leg stretch, please. Top up your gin. Top up your water, and see you again in 5. Thank you. Okay, folks, so welcome back, and we've got lots of faces back in the screens now. Thanks for that. I think we're just waiting. Has Shaker arrived in the room yet? We haven't seen him yet. Okay, let's just, is Chris Davies, have you heard from him?
Chris seemed to think he might be coming on at nearer 3:30, but I haven't seen him come on yet.
Okay.
So, over to you, Dennis.
Okay, right. Well, let's just move forward then with a bit of what we've already been talking about, because I think the discussions we've had around flexibility and innovation this morning from Chris Wells was pretty enlightening, really. I'm going to throw this open, and if Phil or Wendy, if you could look out in the chat for anything there. But has anyone done anything really innovative in your club in the last 6 months other than using Zoom? Let's see if there's an answer to that one. How do you feel about innovation?
Okay, I've got Kendall Pitt from Hertfordshire has actually got his hand raised. So Kendall, if you'd like to unmute yourself and make a comment.
I think I'm on mute. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
What we did, well, I thought it was innovative. We did a drive-in movie. You find a field, you find a big screen, and you find your friends, and then you make your food, make your money on the food, etc., etc. Just something to think about. Do you have a big field? Do you know a screen? And out you do it. And of course, it's completely COVID friendly. And in fact, we preferred going to cinemas, drive-ins, because you can chatter, natter, and everything else like that in the middle of it. So something to think about.
Oh, that's brilliant. So just a matter of interest, then, a big screen. Was this a big LCD screen or projector screen or?
Sorry, Kendall's muted himself again.
Oh, okay.
I know. Anyway, Joe Banforth, Ipswich East next. If you'd like to unmute yourself and make your comment.
Thank you. Yes, we actually had a drive-in Christmas Carol service just for our members. Actually, it wasn't a fundraiser at all, but it was just a lovely thing to do for fellowship before Christmas. And the other thing that we had, which unfortunately didn't get off the ground, but it was an idea, was to have illuminated windows around Christmas time, so that each Rotary members would decorate one window of their house to produce a trail around the town centre. Unfortunately, it was a little bit rushed, a little bit last minute, and a lot of people were likely or thought they were going to be away for Christmas, well, which of course never really happened because of the lockdown. But that's something that we're going to revisit again this Christmas. Thank you.
Excellent. Brilliant. Alison.
Okay. Yeah, Alison from Halstead, you're up next, if you'd like to unmute yourself.
Hello, good afternoon. Some people obviously I've already met. When you say innovative, I was trying to do it more for keeping the momentum going within the club. And with my husband's skills, he made me a play your cards right board. And we had a competition between all our members and partners and wives and husbands. And we had quite a fun evening over the Christmas period. However, when I say Christmas period, that was supposed to be our Christmas gathering, which obviously we couldn't do anywhere else because of the lockdown. But hopefully I have got my neighbours all ready to actually have a session outside here in our, because we're not a through road. So yes, I'm going to try and do a session outside and do it as a Rotary event with some of our Rotarians coming. But again, it all depends on the older people actually coming out of their houses, which is what we've really got to not fight against, but wait till they're ready to come out. So we're doing it on their behalf. So
well done. Excellent. Thank you. Michael.
Okay. Michael Muir, Bulldog, if you'd like to unmute yourself.
Thank you. One of the things we've been doing for 42 years in Bulldog, we put up the lights, Christmas lights in our three main streets, and the power is supplied by shops or residents over shops from flats and things like that. But what we're going to do this year is add to it by having, we haven't decided on the money, but it'd probably be, say, 200 quid prize for the best private house that's been lit up at their expense, of course. And we're getting the local editor of the paper so that he can judge it with me as president. And then the £200 we will pay to that person's charity, so they don't book it themselves. And that way we're going to get good publicity, because the editor of the paper,
you'll make sure you're in there.
Yeah.
Lovely, thank you. Frank.
Yep, Frank from the E-Club of Innovation, you're up next.
Innovation in the name.
Yeah.
I'm muted. Here we go. This is not the most recent, but in the year of our president, our club, one of our members decided he was going to have a virtual dog show and to raise money, because we need funds to do various things. And then the best part of this, our Martin Blockerbank, who's well known among your group, I think, and he's a secretary. He's also a computer person, And now he's able to sell the product. And I don't know if I should say this, but he's been putting together a virtual dog show for other places, other Rotary clubs. And so to me, that's pretty amazing. And anyway, so that's something unique in Rotary that I know of, and I've been in 20 years. So thank you.
Excellent. Well done. We've got some great ideas coming out here. Alex.
Yeah, Alec Johnston of Colchester.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually sort of COVID related. You know, we were all locked down, and the only thing that we could do really as human beings was to exercise, go out for a walk, etc. So our president decided that the food bank here in Colchester had asked them whether they would get involved in maybe part funding a new van for the food bank, because theirs was again a little bit old and was ready to pack up. So Dave's idea was we have twin clubs in Zwolle in Holland and Bielefeld in Germany. So the distance between Colchester and Zwolle and then on to Bielefeld and back again was the amount of mileage he was asking members to walk. So record the distance they walked every day and get donations from friends and fellow Rotarians that would conclude when we had actually gone to Zwolle, gone to Bielefeld and back again. I think we did about 1.5 times that distance, but at the end of the day, he raised about £4,500 to £5,000 out of that, which with the money the food bank put in, bought them a new van. So that was quite, I mean, that was something that came out of the fact that we couldn't do anything else in COVID, but just go out and walk. And that's what he did. And I thought that was a fantastic thing.
Excellent result, yeah. William.
Yes, well, this is a little bit back to the future, I think, in terms of apparently Ely Club did a big band evening for many, many years from about 2005 to 2017 and made quite a lot of money. They then had one bad year and gave up on it. And the person who used to run it is determined to actually run another band evening. So I think most of us are skeptical about this big band, that it was beyond its sell-by date. And but when you actually start doing some market research, it was amazing how many people, and not just the 75s to plus range, really enjoy big band events. It's on the market research, or at the market research stage, but apparently they used to raise several thousands of pounds every year.
Good, excellent. So you're going to try it again?
We're going to try it again if it's feasible to do so. But
lovely. Thanks, William. Thanks very much indeed. Well, I understand now Shaker is here. So without further ado, and we'll come back to some more of these ideas perhaps later. So thanks for those who have got their hands up. Some great ideas coming out there. And it just is amazing, actually, not being able to meet face-to-face, virtual dog shows, virtual wine tastings, virtual quizzes and everything else. We're not short of ideas. Anyway, Shaker, welcome. Fellow Rotarians, thank you for your patience and that there. And I'd like now to introduce you to our #1 Rotarian for next year. Rotary International President-elect Shaker Mehta. He's a member of the Rotary Club of Calcutta, Mahanagar. Pronounce it for me, Shaker.
Mahanagar.
Mahanagar, there we go. And that is obviously in India. And he's joining us now live, as you can tell. He's not in England, I'm pretty sure of that. And he's going to tell us and spend a bit of time about his theme that he has set out for us for the coming year, and which he presented at the International Assembly to your district governors-elect. And of course, you're going to get more chance to discuss this later on. But very welcome, Shaker. Thank you very much for coming along. Brilliant to have you here. And it's over to you. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Hello, everyone. A good day to each and every one of you from a good evening in Kolkata. Very happy to be amongst all of you, 180 of you, I'm told, from 3 districts, and which is nearly 90% attendance. How did I get all this information? Because I have a friend on this Zoom call, and that is Nikki Scott. I can't see you, Nikki, but hi to you. And hello to all the Changemaker governors and the Changemaker presidents. How I would have loved to be with each and every one of you, shaking hands with you, giving you warm hugs. But well, I have to satisfy with the Zoom call now. This is what the world is right now, but I'm sure it's changing fast. You guys are getting yourself vaccinated, I suppose. I got my first shot, waiting for the next one. Still a few days to go. And then I should be a free bird, hopefully, going around all the places in the world that I've not been able to go for quite some time. And one of the places I'm going to come is to the Central East England area. That's where this multi-district pets is from. Great. So the Changemaker presidents, let me tell you, the next year, or even starting now, the next 16 months are going to be some of the best months you've ever experienced. 22 years back, Rashi and I experienced that as governors, and 32 years back, we experienced this as the club presidents. My last interview, I don't know if some of you have read the interview in the Rotary. They asked me, which is the job you prefer, the president of a club or president of Rotary? My answer was president of the club. So friends, that's how much importance I give to being the president, because no other job in Rotary gives you greater satisfaction than being the president of a club where you lead a few people to do some amazing work. Anything that I say or Nikki decides on the board or the governor tries to tell you to do, the work actually happens at the club only. You are the most important part of the entire organization, and that is where the action takes place. And it'll be your turn over those 12 months to lead your club, to help everyone serve, to change lives. And these are times when we need to change a lot of things. The first thing I would want probably to be changed is our membership. You know, when 20 years back, I was the district governor, elected to be district governor, the membership was at 1.2 million. 10 years back, when I was elected to be on the board of directors, the membership was still at 1.2 million. 10 years from then, when I was elected to be the president of Rotary, the membership was still at 1.2 million. So 1.2 million of us, can we not change that figure of 1.2 million to just one step further, 1.3 million? Tough? I'll make it extremely easy. I promise you, all you need to do is just each one bring one. You promise to do that, and I promise you more than 1.3 million. Simple. During your year, if you want to do it before that, you're more than welcome. But during your year, how many of you will just get one member to Rotary? You are 180 of you. Let's see, a show of hands. How many of you can get just one member to Rotary before 30th June 2022? I will. Wow. And who says membership is declining in UK? I don't see that. Let me take a picture of the second shot. Everyone, whoever is going to get one, yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Vijay Patel, you had better put up your hand, huh? I can tell him that he's a friend of mine. Wow, wow. Nikki, I'm going to send you these pictures. Who says membership in UK is not going to rise? Alison, I don't see your hand. Anne, are you going to get one member? Peter, will you? Okay, thank you, thank you. Great, friends. Around the world, every part of the world, I've asked this question. And the response has been just as heartening as it has been today. I didn't go all the 8 screens. I went up to 4 of them, and I tell you, more than 80% of your hands were raised. All I request you presidents is to go back to your club, ask your members to do the same thing. If a member once commits that, yes, I will, even spontaneously, there are more than 90% chances that he or she intends to do that. Thereafter, it's only a matter of follow-up and nothing else. If thereafter there is a good follow-up, and who else can do it better than the club presidents? If you could just keep reminding them that, remember, you had one time said you'll get a member. Would you want to now? And I can assure you they will be able to find, each one of us can find one member. You just now showed me. So let's do that. Each one bring one. And as we do that, we'll try to get younger members. And if possible, we'll try to get more female members. Why more female members? Because our gender divide is not really as good as it should be. 24% women in Rotary clubs, nearly 50% in the real world. We need to improve that, and I'm sure we can. Younger members, we need continuity. All of us without hair and few hair or white hair will soon pass on sometime in the future to the other world. Somebody needs to carry on Rotary. So let's get younger people. They will carry on Rotary for us, beyond us. So that's very important. Let's get younger people. And when I say each one bring one, please don't mistake. We're going to get all of them from the front door, and there is no exit in that room. Exit doors are shut. We need to retain each and every member that we get. So each one bring one, and everyone retain everyone. Retention, engagement, and retention is going to come only through engagement. Tough times for engagement, I think these are best times for engagement. In the morning, I was in the US giving a speech there. A little while back, I was in one western part of India. As soon as I finished that, 20 minutes later, I was in a part of southern India. Now I am in England. Just when I finish this, I'll be in the US. In the morning, I met 400 Rotarians. In the 2 meetings in the afternoon, I met another 600 Rotarians. Here I meet 180 Rotarians. A little later, I'm going to meet a few hundred again. If this is not engagement, if this is not connectivity, what else is? Could we have done this in the real world, in the sense without a virtual world? We would not have been able to do this. From this pandemic, if there is one thing I wish to take, it is this connectivity that we have been able to establish. Connectivity will lead to engagement. Please ensure that your clubs, if they are not meeting, please ensure that they meet. Your task will become that much more difficult to revive the club or to take it to a higher level if these clubs are not, if your club is not meeting. Because if a Rotarian is not meeting in person nor meeting on a virtual platform, then what is it that the Rotarian expects out of Rotary? So it's important that we keep them engaged. And of course, to all the governors-elect, whoever are here, I would request you, think in terms of grow Rotary. About each district, at least 2 new Rotary clubs. Not difficult. If you don't find enough people in the UK to join or form a new club, the world is your village now. The world is your community. Last month, my own district formed a new Rotary club with 125 members, of which not even 20% were from my own city. It's a virtual club. I will put all my money on virtual clubs going forward. Virtual clubs, hybrid clubs, that's what clubs are going to be. I've already asked my club to become a hybrid club. Maybe 2 meetings virtually and 2 meetings in person. Or maybe every meeting, a mix, a hybrid of virtual as well as in person. Possible to do that? Let's do that. There are cause-based clubs waiting to be started. People who are interested in environment protection. All around the world, you can come together, form a club. Yes, it's working. I know of a club which has all the people who are interested in WASH programs. They've come together. Back home in India, there is a club, and I was surprised. I like the idea. It's a club which promotes art and culture. So who are its members? Artisans, painters, sculptors, musicians, singers. Wow, that's wonderful. That's a cool idea, I think. So there is a lot of flexibility, you know, each one bring one, retain all, and start new clubs wherever you can. So when we do more, when we grow more, we will be able to do more. So with so many new members, we should be able to do more. Do more as in bigger, better, bolder projects. Our motto is service above self. Many people joined Rotary for different reasons. I was only 25 when I joined Rotary. Service was the last thing on my mind. I had no clue what issues other people had. My life was comfortable. I had everything to go in my life. I didn't even know what the problems of other people were. Till I joined the Rotary Club, and in just 2 to 3 months, my club took me 50 kilometers away from my city. And that's when I saw the other world. People did not have toilets at their homes. I'm talking about 33, 34 years back. People did not have toilets at their homes. The water they drank was from the same pond where they bathed. The only school the children there had seen was a school under the shade of trees, and the only blackboard they had seen was the black charcoal painted wall. And these are not stories, this is reality. And I understood that the entire world is divided into 2 parts. There is one part where there is an abundance, and there is another part where there is so little and they need so much. We as Rotarians just need to be that clearing house or the distribution house where we take from those who have and provide it to people who do not. And that's what our Global Grants program does. That's what international understanding goodwill is, people-to-people relations. And we do it so very well. Hundreds of global grants reach out to millions of people and bringing in thousands of clubs together to do good in this world. There is so much to be done. In Africa, how about sinking bore wells so that next time when you do a project, and I'll encourage you, if you do not have enough opportunity of service activities in your areas, then please go out to the rest of the world. And with the virtual world, it's so very easy. If you want to do in Africa, let Nikki Shield, just at a snap of a finger with Katerina Kotsali, the other director from that area, she'll organize a meeting with at least few hundred African club members there. You could discuss water issues with them. They have places where they have parched land and they are waiting for bore wells to be sunk there. And if your club does sink bore wells there, don't just write checks to the Rotary Foundation. Please also see those bore wells. You don't need to go there. Let them show it to you on a virtual platform. I tell you, you will have goosebumps when you see, sitting halfway across the world, you are seeing water gushing out of those bore wells onto parched lands and seeing the joy on the faces of those people. Or how about doing some heart surgeries for children in Pakistan? I keep doing that every other day. More than 2,500 children. I have been fortunate to be able to help get a heart back. In India, we've done for 20,000 children coming from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Nigeria. You could do a project there and thereafter tell that club, okay, you've done 20 heart surgeries. How about having a meeting with those 20 children? When you see those children and your club members at a Zoom call meeting or at an in-person meeting on a virtual platform, see those children, I tell you, you'll have goosebumps. People who see that sight, talk to those children whose lives have been changed because you served them. I tell you, those are the best meeting to call people who wish to join Rotary. They'll have tears in their eyes and their heart will be in Rotary. There is so much we can do. So the next year, the overarching theme for all the work that we do, whether it's in water, sanitation, education, environment protection, or health, let us focus on empowering girls. Even in today's age and times, we find that girls are either disadvantaged or discriminated against. At Rotary, we need to make a start. If we believe so much in DEI, not only amongst ourselves in the clubs, but in the programs that we do, can we bring equity? And one of the ways we can do is focusing on the girl, empowering them. There are various things that you could do, whether it's under education, ensuring that the girls from school do not drop out. In India, the education enrollment rate is 96%. But by the time they reach class 10, more than 40% of them drop out. And the majority of them are girls. Many drop out for various reasons. Commuting at times is not safe for them. So we start providing bicycles to them. It helps them. Places in Africa where there is no electricity, how about providing solar lights to them? So that after sunset also they can use those solar lights and read. How about providing scholarships? Let's provide scholarships to everyone, but maybe 70% to the girl and 30% to the boys. Not forever, just for a few years, so that that discrimination or that disadvantage moves away. How about menstrual health management? Telling them what to do, what's the best practice today? How reusable ones can be used for better environment, at the same time keeping safety of their health. There are many things that can be done. How about skilling those girls? So friends, I urge you, request you, cajole you, please go ahead. Let's do programs and projects that have such an impact that the governments of those countries request Rotary to come forward and help them out. Anything that I've told you, I'm telling you by experience, having walked on that path. In India, that's exactly what we are doing. Every third day, I get a letter from one ministry or the other requesting Rotary's participation in the programs that they are doing. And our programs are having a national impact. Yes, for a country as large as India, the second largest country in the world, our education initiatives of Rotary is having an impact on the education program in our country itself. 10 of your clubs could start doing the same thing in Nepal, in Angola, in Bolivia, any of these countries. They are small countries. You can change their education system, bring technology to them. I'm not getting into those details, but if any of you are interested, I can assure you 3 years, if 10 of your clubs come together and do projects only for 3 years, maybe 2 global grants each year, you will change the education system of a country. If you are interested, just write to Nikki. Nikki and I will discuss it and you'll be able to get a solution for that. And friends, when we do this amazing work, let's tell our story to the rest of the world. You know, we are very good at telling the story, but unfortunately, we are good at telling it to ourselves. We need to tell it to the outside world. The great work that we do, everyone needs to know that. It's not about tom-tomming. It's not about bragging. It's about sharing. In a world where in a day, everyone wants to share their status 5 times, share photographs 10 times, it's worthwhile to share the good that we do in this world with others also. So for this purpose, we'll have 2 presidential emphasis. One, we'll have presidential conferences across the world. The one in Europe is going to take place in Italy, at Venice. I would request each and every one of you who can join there, please do come to Venice. It's going to be a presidential conference on at least 2 areas of focus. And if you are unable to come there, we'll try to bring it to you virtually. But even if that's not possible, there's another program which is Rotary Days of Service. 2 clubs or Rotary clubs come together, do one outstanding project and showcase to the world there your community. Get people who are non-Rotarians to come to that program. Let them see that, and please use the social media to tell that story. of that work that you are doing. Imagine thousands of clubs across the world telling the good work that we are doing. Each one of us is a brand ambassador of Rotary. Please do not expect the board of directors or the president to be doing that. Yes, I will do my part. I will be on social media actively. So will be Nikki. So will be the others. I'm sure the governors-elect will be. But every president, you are a brand ambassador. And suppose your club hasn't done a project, doesn't make a difference. If you ever see my post about some project in Afghanistan, please, you forward that. Rotary, we have to promote the brand of Rotary. It's not about your club, my club. So let me just end by saying we can do more and we can grow more. It is possible for us to do. Once we grow more, we'll be able to do more. When we do more, we will remember that we have to focus on empowering girls and we need to tell our story. Finally, let me end with this. First time ever, I wrote a few lines in the form of a poetry because I wanted to tell the theme. The biggest gift we are given is the power to touch a life, to change, to make a difference in the circle of life. If we can reach out with our hand, heart, and soul, the magic will begin to happen as the wheel begins to roll. Let's turn the wheel together so all humanity thrives. We have the power and the magic to serve, to change lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Shekhar. Thank you very much indeed. That was fantastic, most inspirational. We are running short of time, but I think, would you be happy to take a couple of questions that we may have?
Sure, I can.
Sure. Thank you. So
I'm just checking my next meeting time. Just a moment. Yeah, I have a few minutes. Yeah.
Okay, just a couple, one or two questions then, Chris.
Sure.
Shekhar, thank you so much for that and really inspirational. I've been looking at the chat as you've been speaking and people are I think you would say, all fired up to go. So expect a lot from Great Britain and Ireland in your coming year. One of the things I'd like you, though, please, to perhaps just illustrate one or two things, which is the Rotary Days of Service. Could you just speak a little bit more about that? Thank you.
Sure. So under the Rotary Days of Service, 2 Rotary clubs or more, and it could be Rotaract, Rotary, a combination of them, you come together to showcase a project to the outside world. So you invite a lot of people from your community who are not Rotarians, at least 30% should be non-Rotarians. The idea is it's a public image exercise where you are showcasing the work to the rest of the world, and let's make a noise on social media also. So what we can also do is maybe on World Literacy Day, which is 8th of September, how about thousands of Rotary clubs across the world doing literacy projects, and how about at least once every month, Rotary to be trending on social media. Again, I'm telling you, having done it. It's an interesting thing. One time, somebody told me, you know, we do not get enough news coverage for Rotary. Some past director said this. I said, okay, we'll do one thing. The World Literacy Day is coming. I will get Rotary in at least 100 newspapers. I mean, I will tell everyone I was working for literacy at that time. Friends, we got 180 posts in different newspapers, right from the front page to the last page. I'm not even talking about the television details, etc. I still have each of those cuttings. So it's possible, absolutely. Let's tell our story and we can make a big splash. And that day we were trending on social media. I loved when I saw the trending Rotary India Literacy Mission. That was amazing. Let's do that on Rotary Days of Service.
Thank you very much indeed. I think that certainly will be something we could think about. You mentioned the conference at Venice. Have you a date for that?
Sorry?
The conference in Venice.
I do, but not right away. There are so many dates that I'm unable to tell you. Nikki may to just post it on your chat a little while later. I'll text it to Nikki and she'll be able to post it.
Thank you very much indeed. So just a quick sort of sum up then. We have lots of small clubs, and in some towns we have 3 or 4 clubs. What's your thought about how we might change that?
Sorry, I didn't get what you said. Sorry.
We have lots, it is typical in these islands that we have several small clubs in one town. And I think what you're saying is perhaps that might not be the strongest way to represent Rotary going forward.
I agree. So how about, we have the same problem back home here, let me tell you. There are many clubs which are below 10, and we are requesting them, how about coming together? How about joining hands? How about merging these clubs? At times it's tough, you know, but it's worth trying, I would say. And if it's not possible, they still do not want to merge, I would suggest let them use the virtual world. You know, at a virtual world, a small club or a big club really doesn't make a difference. You can invite a very good speaker, not worry about only 10 people in attendance or 5 people in attendance, because on the virtual world, the world is your community. A small club with only 5 members can get 50 members for their virtual meeting if they invite a good speaker, things like that. We'll have to engage them somehow. It's tough, I agree.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, thank you, Shekhar. So on behalf of our 180 club presidents elect here, I thank you for your inspirational talk this afternoon. That's been fantastic. This is our first multi-district pets event in Great Britain and Ireland. And I certainly hope that it's going to be the first of many. We've got other districts, observers on this call as well from other districts who are saying, yep, that's what we want to do next year. So it's been fantastic. It's been wonderful to introduce you and the international aspect of Rotary. And guys and girls, look, the connectivity that Shekhar has demonstrated today, 5 calls in a day, all around the world. How much more international can you get than that, eh? That's fantastic. So thank you very much. We all appreciate your theme, the Serve to Change Lives for next year. And I'm pretty convinced now that you've got all the clubs in these 3 districts fired up and ready for next year. They don't often get this opportunity to meet the president-elects like this. So thank you kindly. And we wish you well and a great year ahead. And enjoy your next call as well.
Yes. You know, the big advantage of the next place I need to visit, I'm going to go to US, no flight tickets to book, no visa, no passport. I'm in my pajamas with just a jacket, you know, and that's how I can travel from one meeting to the other. That's the virtual world for all of us. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Shekhar. Thank you very much indeed. All the best.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, folks, it's been an informative, entertaining and educational day. And as I said just now, we don't often get the opportunity to have the president-elect talking direct to us like that. Certainly wouldn't happen at a normal pets event, but it's happened at this one, and that's fantastic. So thank you everyone for your participation and your contributions. Thanks for all those innovative ideas we chipped in there on the fly there, because we just had a few minutes to fill, and it was really valuable stuff and ideas that were coming out as well. Session 4 commences tomorrow at 13:30, so that's 1:30 in old money, and that's Sunday the 7th tomorrow. We've got another topic to discuss, and we've got another district breakout. So that's 13:30 tomorrow. But of course, as normal, the promotional videos and that will be running for 15 minutes before that. So please come on early, see the videos. There's been some really good ones playing so far. So thank you, everybody. Have a great evening and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.